Look at this. Look at this apple pie. Man, this thing, I've never felt a pie weigh that much before. Hello, I'm Jerry Fort, the pie review guy. We'll set this over here out of the way. All right, so week or two ago, okay, one of my subscribers, Job Balloon, that's what he goes by. His actual name is Josh Achatz. His folks run this company, the Achatz Handmade Pie Company. So he said he'd like to send me some pies and wanted my email address, and he contacted me and said, yeah, he'd like to send me some pies, and let me try them out on my channel and stuff. And I was like, oh, I was all for it, So we had a conversation going. He asked me what kind of pies I liked and this, that, and other. And so here's the result. Listen here. I didn't know what kind it was at first because it doesn't actually say on the box. But my wife and I was looking at it, and there's a little red spot kind of right there. Kind of glistening and look kind of more like red. So we thought it might be cherries, like cooked cherries or something. But I mentioned that to Josh, and he said, no, it's supposed to be apple. I was like, oh, okay. Well, there was plastic covering over it, keeping it fresh and everything, so you can't really smell it through the plastic. So yeah, so we just cooked this at 250 for 20 minutes. Not cooked it, but warmed it up. This one's already cooked, already baked. Smells really, really good. Got this kind of a sugar kind of glisten on there. I don't know if you can see it very good or not. But yeah, this thing's heavy. Just the appearance just looks like something when I was a kid in the 70s, stopped by my aunt's house or something. She had one of these like baked and ready. You don't hear of handmade, pies made from scratch, available to buy at like stores and stuff. So these are unique. So yeah, this is the one I decided to start with. My wife picked this out to start with. So so let's go ahead and cut into it. Still nice and warm. And then I got this some information that Josh sent me. Got the information on there, and then this is kind of a little bit different on what was on the box. There's a story here, so I'll read that one also. It's a little bit different. Might be a little bit more extra details. But yeah, let's cut into this thing. The crust sounds like toasty, It's kind of like a little crunchy, toasty sound to it. You can even feel it through the knife as I'm cutting it. Okay, made that there. My wife got me out our little pie deal here. I'm not a professional pie slice remover, so it's questionable on whether or not I'm going to be successful removing it with, that's not too bad actually for a rookie. I left a few pieces behind, but there, that came out really nicely. Just a nice, neat slice. Not to my um, um, skills, but how the pie is made. I mean, it's made, you know, like custom. You know, so see that? All right, so I'm just gonna leave this pie scooper right there. I made me some coffee. Sounded good to go with it. Okay, so let me let you get a good look at this. Lots of apples in there. And then there's the apple filler in there. What, honey?
It is apple?
Yeah, it's apple. Yep. Looks like the apple filler might have some cinnamon in it. Yeah, it smells like a little cinnamon. That smells really, really good. Okay, here we go. Oh man. Wow, that's good. That's really good. Nice, big, juicy, flavorful apples in there. Sweet. Let me get some of this crust here. It's by itself. Nice crust. Sweet in there as well. Not just because there's a little sugar in it, but just the crust itself has got some sweetness to it. You get a little cinnamon as well. But for the most part, the cinnamon is in the the apple filler. Excuse my sinuses. We got a dust storm going on out there here in Oklahoma right now. It's really bad. We got fires. It's just crazy here. The wind is blowing like 80 some miles an hour. Worst thing to happen for people is got allergies and stuff. That crust is nice and flaky. Man. You might hear my son in the background. He comes to me, he says, "Hey Dad, you know what?" Like, what? It's National Pie Day. I was like, "You gotta be kidding. Today?" He says, "Yeah." I said, "I'm getting ready to do my pie review." He said, "I know. That's why I let you know that." And I was like, it's like, all right, cool. So he made that for me off the computer. Oops. And with that bite, let's see how it does with coffee. Oh yeah. That pairs nice with coffee. All right, so while I'm working on that a little bit, let's read the first part here that Josh gave me. So Achatz, spelled Achatz, Achatz Handmade Pie Company. He says, per our history, my parents, Dave and Wendy Achatz, started Achatz Handmade Pie Company in 1993. Their fifth kid had just been born, and their oldest, in parentheses, me, Josh, was 8. They started baking a few pies out of our house in Armada, a small town outside of Detroit, and selling them at the local flea market. They wanted to make an old-fashioned handmade pie from scratch, without all of the artificial flavorings, preservatives, etc. They converted the sunroom of our house into a very small commercial kitchen and continued to grow the little company, selling to a couple local restaurants and other flea markets. The local public loved the pies, and word of mouth quickly spread. In 4 years in, 1997, they purchased a 10-acre apple orchard and converted the on-site barn to their first pie shop. 32 years later, the pie company has grown into a much larger operation with approximately 80 employees and 8 little shops around Metro Detroit. They also have been working toward rebranding the company as Pie Collective, as Achatz Handmade Pie Company has always been a mouthful for people to pronounce. For more info, visit AchatzPies.com or order for yourself through Goldbelly. So there you go. They've had a humble little start there. Just kept at it, grew it. Word of mouth is always a good way to get people to know you're there, you exist, and yeah, that's a good way. Man, oh man, so good. So a lot of these things are beefy. I mean, these things are thick and they're heavy, and it's a heavy pie, you know what I mean? Yeah, just a lot to it. A lot. So yeah. I got like one more bite left. Let's go ahead and read what the box says, just to give you all as much information about the company as you can stand. You can find the same information, I'm sure, on their website. But yeah, this says, "Hi, we're Pie Collective by Achatz, the same pie company you know and love, now with a new name and fresh look. We are the classic love story of the food world. He owned a diner, she was a waitress, and the rest is history." 5 kids, a sold restaurant, and several hundred pies later, Achatz Handmade Pie Company is born. Fast forward 28 years, and we bring you Pie Collective. Not only is it easier to pronounce, but it also embodies so much more than just the Achatz name. Pie Collective is about the people behind the pie, the people who make our dream a reality. From our farmers that provide us with the best ingredients, to our pie makers that bake our pies fresh each morning, to you, the pie lovers, the ones out there buying, eating, and sharing our pie with the world. Pie Collective by Achatz represents a new generation of pie, one in which we create, connect, and collaborate, but we'll never fit into just one box. Follow along at Pie Collective for a closer look. There's so much more to the collective. Cool. Yeah, when he said he was getting the pies, sent to me, I was like, it's coming all the way from Michigan? how are those things going to stay cold? Now, I have had some stuff sent to me in a cold packing. Can't remember where it came from. But they were successful as well at getting it to me still cold, but it needed to be, refrigerated like ASAP. And we just happened to be going through a power outage, so that was a trick. Yeah, it was nice to open the box and feel that it was still nice and cold, and the cream pie was still frozen. So it was impressive to get it like that, arriving like that. So, but okay, let's see. Well, I said one more bite, but that looks like a pretty good sized bite. I don't want to have it go all over my face. Very, very good. Well, thank you, folks at Achatz Pies or Pie Collective, for sending me these. Thank you to Josh for asking them too. I really appreciate that. And this is a really excellent pie here. Very impressive, very unique, well made. Gives you that sense of the old days, how they did it right back then. Really good. So, those of you that are interested in trying out their pies or checking them out, seeing what all the flavors they got, go to their website. I think they're on, well, that was something that I was going to have ready to mention. I think they're on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. What, Annie? That was it. Yeah, I think that was it. So, yeah, check them out. Read about them. You kind of heard a little bit right there. But I'll end it there. I'm looking forward to trying out the other two here soon. And we'll see you all on the next one. Bye.